The Nevada GOP caucus is today, where Donald Trump is expected to win the state's 26 delegates. Meanwhile, Nikki Haley is fundraising in California after losing the state's primary to an option dubbed none of these candidates on the ballot Tuesday. According to her campaign, two events in California on Tuesday raised a total of over $1.7 million. That's on the heel of a report that January was Haley's strongest fundraising month to date. CBS News campaign reporter Nidia Cavazos has been following the Nikki Haley campaign for us and is in Los Angeles with more on her fundraising efforts. Good to see you. So the South Carolina primary is about 2 weeks away, as you know. Why is Nikki Haley focusing on California and specifically L.A., which are typically Democratic strongholds?
Good morning, Vlad. Happy to be joining you from LA this morning. Well, it is the fact that California is blue, but with Nikki Haley campaigning here in a blue state, she's sending out a message. And what's important to note here is that California is a Super Tuesday state. So by Haley being here, she's sending out a message to many who are also calling on her to drop out. Her message is that she's not planning on dropping out anytime soon. Not only is she focused in her home state of South Carolina, but she's also going to be focusing on Super Tuesday states. So even yesterday at her rally last night in LA, she took a time to have a message to her supporters there, and she said she wasn't going anywhere anytime soon. She's in it for the long run, and she also vowed to outwork and outlast her competitors. So this is what's important for Nikki Haley. And of course, when it comes to the money, she was also in California because she was also fundraising while campaigning here.
So speaking of fundraising, who's donating to her campaign? Because I had initially heard that she gets a lot of, big money donors and not so much small. But then I also heard that she's generating some small money donors as well. So what does it look like?
As far as the donors for Nikki Haley, she has a very wide range. We go from Wall Street executives to top GOP donors, but lately her campaign has been making an emphasis on exactly what you were mentioning. A lot of these donations are coming in from small dollar donations. This is from across the country, and even during a press call a few days ago with Haley's campaign manager, she said that South Carolina is actually one of their strongest states where people are just coming in and donating. It's ranging from people who are really conservative to people who are so sure about the fact that they don't want a Trump-Biden ticket and they're just looking for another alternative. So despite the losses that Nikki Haley has had in Iowa, New Hampshire, and even yesterday in Nevada, they're confident that they're going to be able to continue raising money. In fact, we saw it just on Tuesday with two fundraisers here in California. Nikki Haley raised over $1.7 million. She was campaigning on Wednesday, which we will be updating this new number in the upcoming hours. And of course, they say that they're continuing they're going to continue to receive in these small dollar donations. And this has even come from, selling T-shirts saying barred permanently to anytime Donald Trump says something, they launch a fundraiser, and this is where their money is coming from. So it's not only, Wall Street executives, now we have even the small contributions.
And Nidia, finally, does she have enough money to make it to Super Tuesday and beyond?
Yes, but her campaign has been making an emphasis that their fundraising is strong. They have the resources to go the distance. This was the exact words from Haley's campaign manager during this press call that I was mentioning. So money for Nikki Haley isn't necessarily the top issue here. What's important for Haley is going to be, is to show voters, is she able to close in on this gap? And so she has to focus on South Carolina. And while she hasn't said that she's going to win South Carolina, she does say that she has to build on to the momentum and build on to her results from Iowa and New Hampshire. And so Nikki Haley is also going to be focused on Super Tuesday states. She has repeatedly said that she needs to get to more states. More states need to vote so that people's voices can be heard. And so Super Tuesday, again, is going to be an opportunity for her to really show that was she able to close in on this gap? And it's also going to be an opportunity for her to be able to coordinate these independent voters. And it's exactly the strategy that her campaign has laid out, that they're courting independent voters who have not traditionally voted in Republican primaries. So they're counting on these open or semi-open primaries on Super Tuesday states.
All right, Nidia, thank you.